Hey dear, welcome to Story Explorer. Please subscribe. Today we will read Peppa's Family. Let's start reading. Peppa Pig's family loves different things. Peppa loves her dollhouse. Have some tea, dollies. George loves Mr. Dinosaur. Roar, dinosaur! Mummy Pig loves her computer. Tap, tap, tap. Daddy Pig loves his car. Let's go for a drive. Granny Pig loves her parrot. Pretty Polly! Grandpa Pig loves his wheelbarrow. Time to dig up the carrots. Peppa and Grandpa Pig love making vegetables grow. Peppa at home. There are lots of fun things to do at home. Peppa eats spaghetti in the kitchen. Yum, yum, oink! Peppa plays hide and seek in sitting room. Coming, George! Peppa and George have a splashy time in the bathroom. The bubbles are tickly. Peppa and George have bunk beds. Night-night, George. Good night, Peppa Pig. Peppa's friends. Peppa loves dressing up. So do her friends. Peppa is a fairy. I can do magic. Susie Sheep is nurse. I'll make you better. Danny Dog is pirate. I'm looking for buried treasure. Pedro Pony is a clown. I can make you laugh. Candy Cat is a witch. I can do spells. Rebecca Rabbit is a carrot. I like carrots. Peppa has lots of fun, dressing up with her friends. Peppa's favorite things. Peppa Pig has lots of favorite things. Chocolate cake. Delicious. Her new red shoes. Click, click. Spaghetti. I'm going to hide this in my tummy. Her secret box. Can you guess what is inside? Grrr. Bedtime stories. And her teddy. You are so cuddly. But her favorite things of all are muddy puddles. Peppa at playgroup. Peppa Pig is busy at playgroup. Good morning, Peppa. Her teacher is called Madame Gazelle. Peppa sees all her friends at playgroup. Susie, Danny, Candy, Rebecca, Pedro. Peppa likes painting pictures. Do you like my very pretty flowers? Peppa's favorite lesson is ballet. Peppa loves going to playgroup. I'm a graceful ballerina. Peppa's garden. Peppa Pig likes playing in the garden. She rides her bicycle with her friends. Whee! She has picnic with George. Teddy says I can have his cookies. She helps Grandpa Pig grow fruits and vegetables. Yummy, yummy strawberries. She plays Piggy in the middle. Throw it to me, Mummy. Being in the garden is so much fun. The end. Thank you for reading along. Today we'll read Say Hello to the Snowy Animals by Ian Whybrow and Ed Eves. This book is published by Macmillan UK. Let's start reading. Come with me and say hello in the land of ice and snow. Who's that fishing over there? Say hello to the polar bear. Hello, polar bear. Grr, grr, grr. Here's a funny feathery fowl. Say hello to the snowy owl. Hello, snowy owl. Hoo, 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 hoo. Caribou huffs and stamps through the storm. His thick brown O will keep him warm. Hello, caribou. Huff, huff, huff. Out to sea, I spy a whale spouting water and splashing his tail. Hello, whale. Swish, swash, swish, swash. Sliding's fun for a fat little seal, but think how cold your tummy would feel. Hello, seal. Honk, honk, honk. Puffin, with your stripy bill. Eat those fish, or your friends soon will. Hello, Puffin. Flap, flap, flap. Arctic hares can jump and race. Look out! Husky loves to chase. Hello, Arctic hare. Thump, thump, thump. Home we go. Do you know why? It's time for bed, so say goodbye. Goodbye, polar bear. Grr, grr, grr. Goodbye, caribou. Huff, huff, huff. Goodbye, snowy owl. Hoo, 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 hoo. Goodbye, puffin. Flap, flap, flap. Goodbye, whale. Swish, swash, swish, swash. Goodbye, seal. Honk, honk, honk. Goodbye, Arctic hare. Thump, thump, thump. What a lovely snowy night. Goodbye, husky. Snuggle up tight. The end. Thank you for reading along. Today we will sing a story, Brown Bear. Brown Bear, What Do You See? By Bill Martin Jr. Pictures by Eric Carley. Let's sing along.
Brown bear, what do you see? I see a red bird looking at me. Red bird, what do you see? I see a yellow duck looking at me. Yellow duck, what do you see? I see a blue horse looking at me. Blue horse, what do you see? I see a green frog looking at me. Green frog, what do you see? I see a purple cat looking at me. Purple cat, what do you see? I see a white dog looking at me. White dog, what do you see? I see a black sheep looking at me. Black sheep, what do you see? I see a goldfish looking at me. Goldfish, what do you see? I see a teacher looking at me. Teacher, what do you see? I see children looking at me. Children, what do you see? We see a brown bear, a red bird, a yellow duck, a blue horse, a green frog, a purple cat, a white dog, a black sheep, a goldfish, and a teacher looking at us. That's what we see.
Today we will read Hiku by Nicole Schnitzler and Coralie Saudo. Let's start reading. Hiku, a little penguin, was feeling grumpy one morning. It was one of those days when the ice was too bright, the sun was too hot, and his mummy woke him up too early. Don't forget that all of our family are visiting today, she reminded him. Oh no, a family visit was the last thing Hiku wanted. Smiling, greeting, being polite and listening to, "You look so cute with your white heart-shaped tummy," all day. Or having everyone sing, "Hiku, Hiku, say cheese or you'll freeze." Why had he been given such a silly name? Hiku, 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 Hiku. I want to be alone, grumbled Hiku. Soon, Hiku saw his family arriving, some by sea, some over the ice field. Hiku slipped past without being noticed and waddled to his hiding place. At last, he whispered with relief, snuggling into his special snow hole. It's so nice to have some peace and quiet, thought Hiku. But very soon, he grew bored and lonely. Sitting in his hiding place, Hiku started to think of some happy times that he had spent with his family. That wonderful day at the swimming pool, sliding, playing, splashing, getting soaked. Diving deep underwater, searching for lost treasures. Eight, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13. All the fun and laughter of playing hide and seek. Climbing and performing acrobatics at the adventure park. That time, when full of wonder, Hiku and his family huddled together, watching the northern lights. And those evenings in front of the blazing fire. Grilling fish and listening to scary stories. Oh, what fun my family and I have together, sighed Hiku. What am I doing here all by myself? I hope it's not too late. And, without a second thought, Hiku waddled back to join his family. Hiku arrived just in time for the family photo. Ready? 1, 2, 3. Hiku, said the photographer. Hiku, Hiku, say cheese or you'll freeze, laughed everyone. A name that makes your family smile isn't that bad, thought Hiku, and he joined in with the family fun and games. Say goodbye, Hiku. The end. Thank you for reading along. Today we will read Peppa's First Sleepover by Ladybird Books. Let's start reading.
Peppa is going to her very first sleepover at Zoe Zebra's house. Welcome to my sleepover, Zoe says. I'll pick you up in the morning, Mummy Pig says to Peppa with a kiss. Hi, Rebecca Rabbit, Susie Sheep, and Emily Elephant are already here. I've got my teddy, Peppa says. Zoe has her monkey, Rebecca has her carrot, Susie has her owl, and Emily has her frog. Don't stay up too late, girls, and don't be too loud. Daddy Zebra has to get up early to deliver the post, Mummy Zebra says as she turns out the lights. Zoe's baby twin sisters, Zuzu and Zaza, want to join the sleepover too. Sleepovers are only for big girls, Zoe says. The twins begin to cry. They're so sweet and little, Peppa says. Can they stay? Rebecca asks. Okay, Zoe says to the twins, but you must not fall asleep. What should we do first? Susie asks. I'm having piano lessons. Listen. Zoe starts to pound on the keys. Twinkle, twinkle, little star. Mommy Zebra has woken up. Shush! You must be quiet so Daddy Zebra can sleep. Now, into your sleeping bags, please. Snort! What do we do now? Peppa asks. At sleepovers, there's always a midnight feast, Zoe says. It's when we eat things, Susie says in a hushed voice. In secret. Zoe says as she leads the girls to the kitchen. They each grab some delicious fruit, perfect for a midnight feast. The floorboard creaks. Oh no! Mummy Zebra has woken up. You'll wake Daddy Zebra. Now who knows a bedtime story? The girls take turns. Once upon a time, there was a little fairy. Susie begins. And she lived in the forest, Peppa continues. And the fairy met a big monster who went, Roar! Emily says with a big elephant trumpet noise. Oh dear, the noise has woken Daddy Zebra. Sorry, Daddy, Zoe says. There was a story about a fairy and a scary monster. And we want to know what happens next, Peppa says. Very well, Daddy Zebra sighs. The monster lifted up his great big hairy paws and walked along on his great big hairy feet and sang, Twinkle, twinkle, little star, how I wonder what you are. Daddy Zebra sings gently as he plays the piano. Daddy Zebra's song has sent everyone to sleep.
The end. Thank you for reading along. Today we will read Peppa Meets the Queen by Lady Bird Books. Let's start reading.
Peppa and her family are watching television. Suddenly, there is a special announcement from the Queen. The Queen! The Queen! Peppa cheers. Hello to you all, the Queen says. Today, I have decided to give an award to the hardest working person in the country. The hardest working person in the country is Miss Rabbit. At the supermarket, Miss Rabbit is closing the shop when Mr. Zebra, the postman, presents her with a golden letter. Miss Rabbit, please come to my palace to get a medal for all your hard work. Bring friends. All the best, the Queen. I can't visit the Queen. I've got too much work to do. Miss Rabbit panics. Don't worry, Peppa says. The Queen has made it a holiday. It is the day Miss Rabbit visits the Queen. Peppa and her friends are going too. We're off to see the Queen. We're off to see the Queen. E-I-A-D-O. We're off to see the Queen. Here we are, Miss Rabbit squeaks. Look at all the fancy stuff. Woof, Danny Dog says. Don't touch anything, Miss Rabbit warns. Oh, where is the Queen? Emily Elephant asks. Queen, Susie Sheep calls. Where are you? In another fancy room, there is a lady sitting on a throne, knitting. Hello, Peppa says. Have you seen the Queen today? I am the Queen, the lady says. The children are very excited to meet you, Your Majesty, says Miss Rabbit. I'm excited to meet all of you, the Queen says, standing up. And now, for Miss Rabbit's medal, this is the Queen's Award for Industry. Keep up the good work. The Queen puts a shiny gold medal over Miss Rabbit's head. Cheers for Miss Rabbit, the Queen says. Hip, hip, hooray, shout the children. Miss Rabbit and the children wear their boots to go out into the palace gardens with the Queen. Do you play in your garden all the time, Your Majesty? Danny Dog asks. I don't have time for playing. No, answers the Queen. She suddenly stops. Oh dear, a muddy puddle. Never mind, we can walk round it. You can't walk round a muddy puddle, Peppa says. You have to jump in it. Peppa shows the Queen how to jump up and down in the muddy puddle. I say, that does look fun, the Queen says. Here one goes then. Stop, shouts Peppa. Everyone gasps. If you jump in muddy puddles, Peppa says, you must wear your boots, Your Majesty. The Queen goes inside and comes back with her boots on. Everyone loves jumping up and down in muddy puddles, including the Queen.
The end. Thank you for reading along. Today we will read Pete the Cat and the Perfect Pizza Party by Kimberly and James Dean. This book is published by HarperCollins. Let's start reading. Pete the Cat loves pizza. Pete the Cat loves parties too. Pete had an idea of what he could do. He would have the switch to audio. Perfect Pizza Party. You are invited to Pete's music. Pizza Party. Pete's friends all arrived. It was time to build the perfect pizza together. That would make the pizza even better. Pete thought the perfect pizza would be pepperoni with extra cheese. It's a party, a pepperoni pizza party. But everyone did not agree. Callie said, pepperoni would be just fine, but I really love pretzels on mine. Pete and the gang were puzzled. Pretzels? Well, that's something new. But maybe pretzels could be groovy too. It's a party, a pepperoni pretzel pizza party. Squirrel said, pepperoni and pretzels would be just fine, but I really love pistachios on mine. Pete and the gang were puzzled. Pistachios? Well, that's something new. But maybe pistachios could be groovy too. It's a party, a pepperoni pretzel pistachio pizza party. Grumpy Toad said, pepperoni, pretzels, and pistachios would be just fine. But I really love pickles on mine. Pete and the gang were puzzled. Pickles? Well, that's something new. But maybe pickles could be groovy too. It's a party, a pepperoni pretzel pistachio pickle pizza party. Gus said, pepperoni, pretzels, pistachios, and pickles would be just fine. But I really love popcorn on mine. Pete and the gang were puzzled. Popcorn? Well, that's something new. But maybe popcorn could be groovy too. It's a party, a pepperoni pretzel pistachio pickle popcorn pizza party. Alligator said, pepperoni, pretzels, pistachios, pickles, and popcorn would be just fine. But one really loved papaya on mine. Now Pete and the gang were really puzzled. Papaya? Well, that's something new. But maybe papaya could be groovy too. It's a party, a pepperoni pretzel pistachio pickle popcorn papaya pizza party. Pete and the gang piled the pepperoni, pretzels, pistachios, pickles, popcorn, and papaya on top. The pizza was so high, they had to stop. Ding! The pizza was done! Trying something new might be fun. They all built up the courage to take a first bite. And the pepperoni pretzel pistachio pickle popcorn papaya pizza was out of sight. Dynamite, just right. In the end, the perfect pizza is a pizza shared with friends. The end. Thank you for reading along.
Today we will read Pete the Cat and the Cool Caterpillar by James Dean. Let's start reading. Pete is on a bug safari. He and his friends are looking for bugs. How many bugs can they find? Callie spots a tiny black ant. It's building an anthill, she says. Groovy, says Pete. Gus finds a round red ladybug in the mint patch. It has 9 spots, says Gus. Nice, says Pete. Marty sees a big black spider. It caught a fly, he says. Neat, says Pete. Pete finds a green caterpillar in the flower pot. I will bring it home to show Mom and Dad, he says. Mom helps Pete build a home for the caterpillar. They use a big jar. Dad puts lots of little holes in the lid for air. Pete puts the caterpillar in the jar. Pete puts some leaves in the jar for the caterpillar to eat. He adds a twig for it to crawl on. Good night, Pete, says Mom. Good night, Pete, says Dad. Good night, caterpillar, says Pete. When Pete wakes up, the caterpillar is gone. Where did it go? Did it run away? It is not gone, says Mom. It did not run away, says Dad. Look, they say. The caterpillar is inside there, says Mom. It's called a pupa. Will it stay in there forever? Pete asks. No, says Dad. The caterpillar is changing into something new. What will it become? Pete asks. It's a surprise, says Mom. We must wait and see. Pete waits. Callie comes to visit. Did it come out yet? She asks. Not yet, says Pete. Pete waits some more. Gus comes to visit. Did it come out yet? He asks. Not yet, says Pete. Pete waits even longer. Marty comes to visit. Did it come out yet? He asks. Not yet, says Pete. Pete waits and waits and waits. Then, one day, something finally happens. The pupa starts to wiggle. Something is happening, says Pete. It wiggles some more. Everyone comes over to watch. The pupa cracks open. Something is coming out. What can it be? A head pokes out. Then some legs, and then 2 colorful wings. The caterpillar changed into a beautiful butterfly. Wow, says Pete. The butterfly slowly moves its wings up and down. It is ready to fly. They take the jar to the park. Time to say goodbye, says Dad. Pete opens the lid of the jar. The butterfly flaps its wings. It flutters out of the jar and lands on Pete's nose. That tickles, he says. Then the butterfly flies up into the sky. Bye-bye, butterfly, everyone says. Let's find a new caterpillar, says Pete. Change is pretty cool.
The end. Thank you for reading along. Don't forget to subscribe.